I'm actually super excited to have the honor of sitting across from you right now.
Thank you.
You have such a presence to you, and a lot of people see that, and it can be an inspiration to some. So I'm very excited that we get to sit across from each other. You have such a strong sense of presence. How would you describe who Camille is right now in this season of your life?
I would say Camille right now in this season of her life is very curious. We spoke earlier about how it feels like I've lost my spark a bit when it comes to my creativity and content creation, because right now, I'm sure you've noticed this, there's been a shift on social media where there's less emphasis on the aesthetics and the fashion because it's very much face value, right? Now there's a hunger for think pieces, there's a hunger for authenticity, there's a hunger for storytelling and vulnerability. And especially with vulnerability, I'm a little bit selective and I want to be mindful of what I put out. But I think that if I become more authentic and honest with myself and I put it out publicly, not only does that help me develop more curiosity about myself, but also it can help any viewers who may have lost their spark and want to develop a deeper sense of curiosity for themselves. So I would say right now where I'm at, it's curious.
For those who are just discovering you, what do you do? And more importantly, what do you feel you bring into spaces you step into?
I'm a content creator. I wouldn't really classify myself as an influencer. I'm more of a content creator. I'm a storyteller. I am a tastemaker. I bring a strong presence.
You really
kind
do.
of relating to your first question. Definitely a strong presence. I have a very vibrant look. As you can see, I like to wear colors. So I bring a very vibrant energy and aura to what it is that I do. And I want to make sure that I'm standing out even when I'm afraid. So I want that to align with my presence.
Your style feels deeply personal, not just visual. When did fashion become a form of self-expression for you?
Ooh, when I was a youngin', I would say when I was in elementary school, throughout the course of my life, and I have always been drawn to fashion. Like I would collect magazines. Remember J14 magazines from the Y2K days?
Yeah.
Girl, I was collecting J14. I was collecting Vogue at the time. Like I love Rihanna and I love Beyonce. So any covers where Rihanna or Beyonce was on the cover of, I have it. And so I would flip through Vogue magazines and even through hip hop magazines like Vibe. And I would just kind of use those as outlets to help me find my style because again, I want to stand out. I wasn't very good at expressing myself verbally. So it's like, you know what? Let me get my style and my fashion to speak before I open my mouth. So when 2014 came along, I thought, you know what? Why not start a fashion blog?
Oh, I love this.
Why not start a fashion blog where I showcase my outfits and look, not to flex, but I was one of the OGs. Like I was one of those girls in 2014. I would go out in public with my tripod and my Canon camera. I would set it up and I would take my photos in public because I wanted someone to take my pictures for me. Through each outfit and through each article, I would just write about different revelations that I've had or different ideas that crossed my mind because fashion as well as my blog was that outlet for me where I could just combine my two loves together.
You mentioned taking a step back. What led you to that moment and what did you learn in the stillness?
Taking a step back for me, I was overwhelmed creatively. Like ideas weren't flowing as organically as I wanted them to. And also, like I said before, with social media, there's been a shift, right? There's that deep curiosity for storytelling, for think pieces, for even talking. And so I want to make sure that I'm following along with that and also just being honest with myself in terms of where I'm at. So I think in order for us to move forward, we got to take a step back.
Right.
But the downside of that, and I'm learning this for myself, is uncertainty. I always want to be certain of what's next. I've always been that way. That's always how I've operated. That's one of my strengths. I have a very futuristic mindset. But this time it's like, no, I can't do it. Like nothing's coming. So I have to just sit in that uncertainty. And that also gives me more time to sit with myself and be honest about things about myself that I've put on the back burner. And that can be really hard. It can be really scary because now you're living in your shadow.
Right, it is. And you and I, we've had the conversation about the shadow work as well, right? So it's just kind of really, truly, and honestly honing in on both sides of you and having that balance.
Ooh,
yes, girl. I love it. I love it. Rebranding can feel like both an ending and a beginning. What did you have to release in order to evolve?
Release the high expectations I have of myself and also releasing perfection. And that is where I struggle the most. I saw a quote actually on Threads. It was basically for anyone who's a perfectionist. With being a perfectionist, we like to think that there's a finish line. But here's the problem. We're the ones who are moving the finish line constantly.
Yeah.
So it's on us to stop moving the finish line and just allow ourselves to get there without having to move it all the time. Because when you constantly move it, you're putting even more pressure on yourself.
Right.
And I don't want to do that. So I think that's been the trickiest part.
That is so powerful.
I think it's like the Virgo cusp in me, because Virgos have a perfectionist mindset.
We do. But nowadays it's like, let it go, let it flow.
Oh baby, I'm getting there.
Let it go, let it flow.
I'm
Trust
getting there.
me. In a world that pushes constant movement, what has taking it slow unlocked for you creatively and personally?
Presence with myself. Yep, and that's something I wasn't used to. I think we tell ourselves, yeah, I can be by myself and I can be still, but as someone whose mind is constantly going, I know you and I talked about like ADHD, we joke about this, but it can be really hard to just stay still. Because when you stay still, it's like, okay, now what do I do? Because I'm always used to moving around and being productive. But it's definitely meant stillness and more presence with myself. And I think it's a matter of what we do in that presence.
There's something powerful about allowing yourself to explore your whimsy. What does that look like for you in real life?
Ooh, embracing my weirdness, wearing bright clothes. Growing up, I love to color. So now when you come to my house, I have like a stack of coloring books that I do. So I'll just do that while watching like a nostalgic show. I actually wrote this on my Substack. I've been watching a lot of like 80s shows. So I'm watching like Miami Vice, and I'm really inspired by like not only the 80s era, but just the whole vibe of that time. Like the colors, just the aesthetics. And it's like, oh, wow. So how can I incorporate that colorful aura into myself? And I think that kind of gives me a whimsy vibe. Like even wearing this green blazer, I feel so whimsical, and I can embrace my inner child and just kind of have like that childlike curiosity. And that's something that brings me a lot of joy, and just embracing my weirdness. And I think that when we embrace our weirdness, like when we get to that point, that's how we know that we've healed.
How do you stay connected to your creativity when things feel uncertain or undefined?
Moving my body, so through running and doing lots of yoga. I've been doing yoga on my balcony because the sun shines directly on my balcony. Doing coloring books and even doing crafts. I love crafts. Like just being able to work with my hands, that's how I get in touch with my creative side.
She gets inspired.
She gets inspired, honey.
What does confidence mean to you now, and how has that definition changed over time?
Confidence to me means not having to know everything and being okay with that. I'm okay with not knowing it all. There's so many things about myself and about the world and other people that I want to attain knowledge about. So I'm okay with not knowing. Like I'm okay with saying, look, I don't know the answer to that, but I'm willing to find out.
Right.
And let's find out together. And then together we both can develop our confidence.
For anyone feeling the pressure to rush their growth or identity, what would you say to them about trusting their own timing?
Ooh, trust it. I'm a late bloomer, so I think I can speak to that directly. Is everyone's on different timelines, and it's so easy to compare our timelines to others. That's not the case. It's okay to look around every now and then and look at who's next to you, but it's a matter of how fast you grow, how fast you attain knowledge and information, and just go at your own pace. Like, honestly, what is the rush? There's no need to rush. And I find that the faster you go, you end up going nowhere. Whereas when you take your time, you're intentional, you allow yourself to build and learn at a slow pace, that's not only character development, but you're actually more likely to get to where you need to be, because by the time you get to where you need to be, whatever that looks like for you, you've built a solid foundation.
And what does aura mean to you?
Aura means staying true and firm in terms of who you are. So just being able to ask yourself, okay, who am I? And then finding the answers to that. And then just making sure that whatever those answers are, that you incorporate that into your persona and you carry it with you in the world. So for me, my aura is confidence, it's creativity, it's curiosity. And even when I feel uncertain or I'm fearful, I don't let people see me sweat. Like, I don't want to look like what I've been through. I'm willing to talk about what I've been through, but I don't want to look like what I've been through. And even if my voice shakes, I'm still going to stand tall and stand in my truth.
That is so
I
beautiful.
deserve to. We all deserve to.
Absolutely, absolutely. And where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. It's Camille A. Maclean. So CamilleAMaclean.
Amazing. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much for having me and for featuring me.
We will be doing this again. We have more to dive into, I believe.